flex. The livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Good morning. I'm a little early this morning because there's a lot to unpack here. I don't know if I could do it in one show. Plus, I got somewhere to be. But by now, y'all all know what happened. And I was going to talk about the Al Haymon and Floyd Mayweather and the $340 million lawsuit. I might do that tomorrow. I might. But once again, these devils attacked my brother, Deontay. And I'm upset. I'm pissed off. And we're going to address it, and I'm going to break down exactly what happened. And I'm going to tell you something. You know what? Here's what I'm going to say. All right, Miss Van Houder, I really need you guys to pay attention to this live stream. I really, please, ma'am, I need you to, there go my brother. Salute. That's Elijah Pierce, ladies and gentlemen. I was just thinking about you. You know what? I was thinking about you yesterday in the midst of all of this. Y'all might make sure y'all go follow Elijah Pierce on all social media. The hunt continues. We're going to talk, young king. Yes, sir. Miss Van Houder, please. Once you reach, and Elijah's one of the people that can tell you, once you reach, if y'all don't know, Shaki Foster is also he's a moderator in my chat. Once you guys, you and your son reach a level in this business, understand it is a business. We know exactly what Deontay Wilder went through. Imagine explaining yourself and it falls on deaf ears. Imagine that. Imagine that. And the person that did that to you has a reputation of doing that. And nobody believes you because of racism. Nobody believes you because they don't like you. You're just a tall, dark-skinned black man from the South, the deep South. Imagine everything that you shared in reference to how you grew up is undermined because they can't identify with it. Deontay Wilder is a black man from the South trying to explain why he feels a certain way because of his own personal experience to a white man from Europe. Think about that. Simon Jordan is the whitest of men he's the colonizer. That's his bloodline. Very different from Deontay's. So it's easy for him to undermine it. And we are the only people that listened to the facts and then weighed it and said, wait a minute, no, that's true. Wait, well, hold on. And what I'm going to do again, because I've done this several times, I'm going to go by the facts. I'm going to share something else with y'all. Press 1 in the chat if you remember when I had Nicholas Asbury, Tay Jones, and my brother Classic on my panel. Me, Stormy. It was me, Stormy, Tay Jones, my brother Classic, and Nicholas Asbury. Who remembers that live? Y'all remember that live? It was about 3 years ago, right? Watch this. It's not on my channel. I don't know what the fuck YouTube did with the live. It's gone. It's gone. I was looking for it yesterday because there was something I wanted to play. And I said, wait a minute, where is it? YouTube took like about 12 of my live streams. They're gone. But don't worry. Don't worry. I back up all of my work. So I have it on one of my my 6 terabyte backup drives. So go follow me on Patreon. Go follow me on Rumble. Yeah, Robert, it's gone. And you know why that live is important? Because Nicholas Asbury was on the panel, right? And Deontay was watching, and they just got done chasing Fury around to sign the contract when he tried to breach it. Okay? Miss Van Houter, your son is doing phenomenal work. I need you guys to understand that this is a business. Once you reach a certain level, this is a business. And there's going to be people that are going to be looking to offset him, wing him, and see in like they have good intentions. Get him away from you guys. I need you guys to learn the business. I need you guys to learn the business. And we will talk behind the scenes, and if necessary, we will put you in contact with people who are in the business, like Bill Haney, so he can give you words of advice. Because as a point of information, everyone has everything to say about Bill. Prez was just up here yesterday saying the PBC runs boxing, couldn't explain it, right? No, you just unconditionally love the PBC because your buddy Tank was there. But look at Tank with his 7-fight deal, that was a lie. And then the PBC, their business model ran out. Now Floyd is out $340 million, and he's suing Showtime. It's a mess over there. They're merging with Golden Boy. He's a mess. Outside of wearing pantyhose and everything, his business is a mess. He's trying to stop fights. And now look at Devin, who was right the whole time. You see what I mean? You see? I'm always on the right side of history. If I make a mistake, I'll acknowledge it. This was not a mistake. And what Simon Jordan did to Deontay was mission accomplished. Now I'm going to play this bullshit because I watched it and I got enraged. I got enraged. And 100% never forget whose world this is. And I say this respectfully because there's a lot of white people that watch me, but they understand. There's a lot of mixed people that watch me. They understand. When you mix in your personal experience with the real world, do you think Simon Jordan, who grew up in the UK, well, I guess he did, but he's a white British man, do you think he could comprehend what any black American below the Mason-Dixon line has gone through? Do you think he could come outside of reading it? It's not his experience. He says, oh man, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. But you never lived it, dummy. Well, it can't be that bad. It's 2026. Yes. There's still sundown towns in America, bruh. Mess around and get caught in West Virginia somewhere with no gas on the side of the road. I don't expect this white man from the UK to comprehend what we talk about over here. You've read the books. You know about Martin Luther King. You know about Malcolm X. You might know about Marcus Garvey. You might. But what happens when the system tries to suppress your history by saying, hey, that was then, this is now? When you pick up your kids' social studies books and it says Africans came to America by migration for a better way of life, and you're thinking, what, the Africans in the 1980s, the 1990s? What do you mean? 1700? What? No, that was slavery. And then when you contact the company that put that out, they say, oh, well, it was an experiment. We don't want to talk about slavery no more. No, slavery is a part of American history. It's a part of our history. Why is everyone trying to suppress our history? But they'll bring up the bad parts. Oh, do you know that not all slaves were kidnapped, some were sold? There's an explanation behind that. We talk about a white cop killing a black person, shooting him in the back, nonviolent. And we say, hey, man, that's wrong. And then here comes some asshole. Yeah, but the black on black crime in Chicago. I don't identify with black on black crime. I don't identify with Chicago. I don't live there, and I'm not shooting people and robbing people. I'm talking about this. Don't put all of that on me. I don't identify with any of that. So what I saw from this buffoon yesterday, and he was being so calm. Now let me ask you a question. Deontay lost to Parker. That was just a loss. That's it. That's all it was. That's all it was. He lost to Zilly Zhang. It's a loss. That's all it was. Now, why the fuck do you think he got so animated when Tyson Fury came up? Why do you think? We don't abandon ship over here. Broke my heart when Deontay got knocked out by Zilly Zhang, but it was clean. Was it not? It was clean. No excuses. When he lost to Joseph Parker, wrong strategy. It was clean. Parker didn't pop dirty. It was clean. No excuses. We're still here. That's my brother. But you touch a nerve when you talk about Tyson Fury. Why? Don't worry. So let's get to the smoke. Let's listen to this colonizer.
Into the desert and takes some peyote and comes back with a whole new world view. DMT, which is a component part of ayahuasca, is one of those things that takes a personality, strips it back, removes its ego, and turns it into a completely different person. You said on the discussion with Rick Reno, going into the fights that you had with Joseph Parker, and it was after Zilly Zhang, you realized that you weren't together, your mind wasn't right, your mind was gone. I would have thought, with all due respect, you might have realized that in the Joseph Parker fight, but notwithstanding it, you got to that epiphany after the Zilly Zhang fight. How can you, after taking that experience, and I know people that have done this, right, and I know what it's done for them, and to some extent to them, if you pare back the ego of a fighter, it's a component part of you guys, it's what makes you so unique. Can you get back to what was this wrecking machine, this, I don't like to use the word killing machine because I think it's thrown around too easily. Is that gone now, or are you going to get it, can it come back?
That's a fair question. That's a fair question. That's a fair question. Block Mike Coxwell. You want my attention? You got it. Block Mike Coxwell. That's a fair question. There was nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it's in me. It's in me and on me. During the time, even with the Joseph Parker thing, me and Joseph were good friends as well. We've talked many times, and I don't have to tell him nothing. He'll tell you yourself that wasn't you. We've talked in New York about it.
You heard that? Did y'all know that? I knew that. Did y'all know Joseph Parker said that? Did you know that? As a matter of fact, I got something for these clowns. Hold on a minute. We're not even gonna do this here. Sorry, but not sorry. If you're new, BFTB, salute. If you're new, continue watching. You just can't comment unless you've been subscribed to me for 5 days. All right, because we're not going to play this game this morning. We're not going to play this game. I'm setting it up on all my channels. Now, if you start, and I want y'all to understand, if you start trolling, just understand the troll's been subscribed to me for more than 5 days, more than a week, 5 business days. I'm setting that up right now on all my channels. Because I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be, hold on a minute. I'm not gonna be disturbed doing this. Magically, I start talking about racism, and then the racists show up. All right, so there you go. Now, if someone starts trolling, you know they've been stalking me for more than 5 days. And this is how sick people are. All right, but let's get back to it. So he just told you that Joseph Parker told him, yo, that wasn't you in there. We knew that. But don't listen to us.
But that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, for
but
sure.
That's directly must be correlated to this Zen-like.
I want you to listen to how Simon Jordan is talking. Very friendly. I'm very friendly. I'm here just to ask questions. I want you to peep.
Navel gazing experience you went on to for whatever reason you did it, probably to do with your personal life.
But it has nothing to do with ayahuasca. That's the thing about it. It has nothing to do with ayahuasca. Ayahuasca didn't take me out of my zone of thing. You know, ayahuasca actually made me feel better. You know what I mean? It actually made me happier. I've said that before.
But that's its job, because it strips you back.
Yeah, it made me, and I needed that happiness in my life at that moment in time. You know, ayahuasca, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna get when you do it, but you will leave with everything.
Y'all don't know what he's talking about. It was just a simple form of therapy to try to get his mind right. That's all it was. Let's move on.
And you need, that's for sure. And I'm looking to do it again as well at some point in time. You know, it's a beautiful experience. You know,
come on with you.
Come on with it, bro. It'll be beautiful. You know.
You too.
Derek said, "I'll do it with you." More on Derek in a minute.
That would be absolutely nuts.
Take
But
him and leave him
listen,
there.
we talked out in Dubai, and you talked about that not being the reason for you losing that killer instinct.
Not at all.
But you said that it was more about your personal life and the betrayal that was going in and around you, not just in the boxing world, but with family members, etc., etc., etc. And that's all behind you now. So we'll see the old Deontay Wilder. Is that the case?
That's what we're looking for. You know, I don't want the old Deontay Wilder. I want the new one.
All right.
You know
And what is the new one?
Well, we have to find out and see. That's the whole thing, you know. That's why I think this is the perfect opponent for me to reveal that, you know. I feel different, you know. I even sound different. My mindset is different. People really don't know what I've been through because I don't.
This is the part now. This is the part, and I'm gonna point something else out. Watch this. Go. I'm gonna play it. Go ahead.
Express myself in my personal life to people, even when people, like I've said, 99% of the things that have been said negative about me is not true. Because people don't know me in that sense. When I box and after a fight, I'm MIA, nobody hear of me. I'm barely on social media. I don't really do that. When people say things about me, I don't take initiative and use my platform to come out and defend myself.
Yeah. Now, right there. When D went radio silent and stopped talking to the media, what did they say about him? He's depressed. He's done. He's crying somewhere. Trolling. I remember he posted something on his Instagram. He was in some island. The water was blue. They on like $1 billion yacht. Well, not $1 billion, but it was something I never could afford. And he's hanging out with who? His children, about to go scuba diving. You should have saw the comments. Oh, he's going to drown himself. Oh, he's depressed. Look at him. I said, shit, I want to be depressed like that. I don't know what part of, but what was crazy was when he posted that it was wintertime here. It was cold as hell. And he's somewhere where there's blue water and he's scuba diving and I'm about to go drive mass transit for New York City. Who's winning? And I'm reading all of this stuff. I said, look at these haters. Y'all want him to be depressed. And he was fine. You see, understand, family, when you know the truth, God got you, whether you're a believer or not. When you know the truth, no matter how rough it gets, God has you. It will be a little frustrating. People are going to undermine you. That's where you have to show discipline. That's where you have to show discipline. Why do you think I don't need to do debates on here? I don't need to. You know why? Here's how you win a debate. You never argue something you don't know about. Arguing something that you're not sure about, that's why debates go left and it gets personal, because when you got to start kicking and screaming, it becomes about you, and you get away from the subject, the topic. If you know the topic and you know 100% about the topic, you can stay on task. And you got to provide facts. Provide facts. Provide facts. Provide facts. Provide facts. When I do that for a reason. Here's the deal. Nobody in the boxing world liked Deontay other than us. Nobody supported him other than us. He's the wrong complexion, so he lacked the protection. He wasn't British, so nobody listened to him. And this is why I can't stand the coons up here. As a matter of fact, Monkey Tuesday was started based off of the in-house hatred for Deontay Wilder. That's why I started Monkey Tuesday. Because I have to shine a spotlight on the niggas to remind y'all, don't be like that. Don't be like these coons. Don't be like these monkeys. Recognize when you have monkeys around you and move away from them. Y'all don't know, Deontay was surrounded by a lot of faulty people. And if you look at his camp now and look at it 7 years ago, you notice there's a lot of people not around anymore. And the latest fiasco was this bullshit with Telly. Now she's getting pounded out on OnlyFans. Oh my God, have the mighty have fallen. He spoke about this. These are the people that were around him. Do you know this man? She had a child, fellas. Never marry a kid never marry a woman or get in a relationship with a woman that has a child that's not grown and out the house. Grown and out the house. If she's grown and out, if the child's grown and out the house, you even still got to be careful with that. Do you know that Deontay put her fucking crumb snatcher on his will, meaning that if he dies, that little nigga gets a portion of money? That's how much he loved that girl. And what did she do? She got him for like $400K or something like. Y'all saw the interview. I had to turn it off. I was like, man, I was getting annoyed listening to it. But I knew some of this shit. But I'm not at liberty, because remember who I talked to, but I'm not at liberty to put anything out. Because I was just listening like, oh my God, he's dealing with that? Oh shit. All you can do is pray for Champ. But now that he did that interview with what was it, with Nazi, a cigar talk, you're hearing it. Now imagine trying to get ready for a fight. He's dealing with this bitch, stealing money from him. And now that he's gotten rid of her, she getting pounded out on OnlyFans? Yo, listen. Let me tell you how stupid Telly is. Because I can say this shit now because it's over. Let me tell you how stupid she is. Modern women say they want a man that's a certain height. He has to be above 6 feet, above six figures or above, and above 6 inches in the pants. Now, I don't know what he got going on downtown. That's none of my business. But the other two, he's winning. He's a millionaire. He could fight. He's an athlete. He's well known. He checks all the fucking boxes. So much to the fact where you could look past, if he's not packing in the pants, you could look past that, right? He helped her start her own fragrance company. Remember that? She still cheated, y'all. She still cheated. She found the man that checked all the boxes. She still cheated. So when I get on here and start talking about modern women, I'm not talking about women that think outside, because not all women think like that. But she had it all. D don't live in an apartment. I understand he has property. I know, you know what? Ask the general. He been to the property. Ask Black Fight Fan and CC. They've been there. I ain't been there. Ask Tay Jones. He's been there a bunch of times. Ask Willie Lowe. And she found the way to fuck it up. If that was my daughter, I'd probably disown him. Like, what are you doing? You had it made. All you had to do was F your husband and remain loyal. That's all you had to do. And she found the way to F it up. The world is not enough. So he's dealing with all of that. He's dealing with the turncoat fanatics he could deal with. But when you let someone into your life and they do that to you, it's devastating. And he had issues in the camp and everything else. And he got to train for a goddamn fight. But no sympathy for the black man from the South, though, right? It's all his fault. Right? You know, we all got love for Roy Jones. But that live is still on my YouTube didn't snatch it. I don't know why they took, but I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna upload it on Patreon. But the Roy Jones live stream is still up. And he called in and we had a conversation. And salute, because the late great Kurt Sugar was on the panel with me and Stormy. But I was disappointed when Stormy asked about Deontay Wilder, his situation. And Roy's response was basically, it was Deontay's fault for not having the right people around him to check Fury's equipment and check the water. And that was pretty shocking. Because at this point, I'm thinking code. Now, regardless of whatever personal thing they had going on, I didn't know until after the fact. They had some sort of personal beef. Personal bullshit aside, I don't want to see a black man lynched from the tree. Virtually, if you understand what I'm saying. Deontay Wilder learned a lot of lessons. He built the plane as he flew it. He was way too trusting, and he had to find out things the hard way. And that's unfortunate because he ran into Tyson Fury, and listen to what I'm saying carefully. He beat that man. He beat that man. Now, I know he has something to say about the third fight. Don't worry, I'll disagree. He beat that man in the third fight too. He beat that man. If you remember in the third fight, we was coming out of the pandemic. Tyson Fury said he had COVID in the camp. He gets on a plane during COVID and flies to the UK during COVID, y'all. But prior to leaving, he was seen in casinos taking pictures with people. But the camp was closed. Jared Anderson. I'll get to the super chats at the end, Scott. I appreciate you. Jared Anderson was in the camp, and we was asking him what's going on in the camp, and he was being fugazi. That was what made me dislike Jared. I ain't gonna get on that though, because we just asking questions because this fight meant something, because we know what Fury did. And he was doing it again. Joseph Parker was seen at a UFC event. We were like, yo, ain't you supposed to be training with Fury? He discontinued the camp because everyone had COVID. Joseph was like, what? Exactly. He didn't even know. He didn't even know. What a way to get away from Vada, right? Then he comes back. I'm at the fight watching this motherfucking round 11 bounce around like it's round 1 after getting dropped in the 4th. And by the way, Russell Mora, he blew the fucking 10 count. Ask Andre Ward and Lennox Lewis, who was ringside. Man. But you say all of these things to an ape. And this is what I'm saying. When you get to a certain level, boxing is a business. And you got to be careful. And you say certain things like this, you can't have these conversations with casuals because they don't have an attention span. Remember, the average casual or born in the 2000s or probably late 90s They didn't start watching boxing with a critical eye until they were about maybe 2015. And their introduction to the sport was a tattooed freak like a Tank Davis. Or, oh, he lives on my block. Oh, I like his jeans. You can't talk to people like that about this. It's literally like talking to a 10-year-old, trying to explain astrophysics to a 10-year-old. Now, unless he's a fucking genius, he don't know what you're talking about. And he doesn't have the attention span. He wants to go play in the park. Oh, these kids don't want to play in the park. Give them their iPad to distract them. That's why when these boxers come around and they're not doing anything but they're celebrated, I'm like, yo, look, retire and take your fans with you. They're in my way. I'm trying to watch the sport. Now I know what this brother went through. Now, why is it so far-fetched? Y'all remember a documentary called Assault in the Ring? Watch it. Watch it. Right? Let me get back to the smoke.
Which leads speculations about things nobody really knows, so they only taking what is being heard or told and not doing homework.
They're also taking what they see, mate. So if they see you go into a fight and they expect what they've seen previously.
Correct.
And they see you walk into Joseph Parker, and I made this comment, and you're not going to like me for it. I made a comment about Prince, the artist, who was normally the artist formerly known as Prince. And I described you as the fighter formerly known as Deontay Wilder. Because what I saw in the fight against Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang was a fighter that was gone.
He was. There was
nothing left.
He was not there. When the bell rung, it was like a hip.
Now watch this. We said that right here. Stormy said that. He said when the bell rung. Look, y'all don't know strategy. If y'all don't follow Stormy B, man, there's something wrong with y'all. When the bell rung, D did something in round one, and he says no, he can't win like this. The fight barely started, and I saw it too. Go subscribe to Stormy B, man, if you want to understand the sport. He's probably the most educated boxing content creator on YouTube, but y'all don't like boxing. Y'all like bullshit.
Gnosis stake, I would go back into something like, I don't understand it, you know what I'm saying? But
he's telling you there was something wrong.
My thing is what confuses me with people.
And let me be clear. He's admitting that there was something wrong with him mentally at the Parker fight. Now follow the bouncing ball.
You know, especially in boxing, you know, all my career, they say, oh, he can't fight, he can't do this, he's not good or whatever. And then fast forward to this, it's like we want him to go back how he used to be. You
hear that? All he got is a right hand, and that right hand was knocking people sideways. Now he went and got quote unquote help, changed up his skill set, and now you motherfuckers want him to go back to being that guy that you didn't like in the first place. In other words, you can't win for losing with these people. That's why you always do what works for you. Fuck these people.
And as good as you used to be. What is it? Was I good or not? That's what I'm trying to understand.
So are you in a position where you think now that you will be the best version of Deontay Wilder because you want the best version of Deontay Wilder? Because when you beat him, Derek, in your mind's eye, you want to beat the best version of Deontay Wilder, don't you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Listen, I want any Deontay Wilder, but I prefer the other, this new Deontay Wilder.
Calm, sage like navel gazing way.
Listen, it's boxing. You know, as this guy right now, he's in the process of healing. You know, if you understand, he's been healing through this podcast, saying his problems, and that's cool. That's part of healing. You understand? So, April 4th, it's gonna be electric, and which called at the arena, O2 Arena. So
listen, the environment is a great environment. British boxing fans are fabulous. You know, it's an interesting one for Deontay because I don't know if he's ever going to walk into an arena where he's going to have such a partisan crowd.
Bullshit. Bullshit. This man was hated in his own country. The only thing that I appreciated Wilder Fury 3 in Vegas, they were screaming his name for him to win. They were. But there was motherfucking Americans plotting his loss, talking about how bad he was, and every time he won, it made them wrong. And they would rather be right by rooting for him to lose. They were waiting for him to lose. Yo, he won't fight Ortiz. He won't fight Ortiz. He beats Ortiz. Oh, Ultraman Ortiz. Ultraman Ortiz. Then y'all threw Ortiz out in the trash, man. But whatever, man. Let me get back to this.
And that's going to be an interesting experience for you because, as I said, he's a national treasure. I think he should be buried.
Well,
but as a national treasure in some
Derek Chisora is a national treasure. That's what he's telling him. Okay.
people's minds, he's a valuable asset, and the fans love him. I wanted to move you on to Tyson Fury.
Here we go. Here we go. Now, let me explain to you what's about to happen. That shit over for now. That shit over. What this dude is doing right now, this is a personal gripe that he's always had. And he's been waiting years for the opportunity to tell this to his face. Now, we all know about Tyson Fury. He's British. He knows about Tyson Fury. But watch what happens. Watch what happens.
I don't want to talk about him.
No, you can't.
Now, already, he just said, I don't want to talk about him. Now, Zhilei Zhang was brought up. It was a KO loss. He had no problem talking about that. Joseph Parker got a decision on him. He had no problem talking about that. The prior fights in his career and his things going on mentally, he had no problem talking about him. Tyson Fury is a trigger. Now, he just told him, I don't want to talk about him. And Demon Simon is not having it. And look what happens.
We're here about
No, but you're going
to. We're not going to talk about him.
But
at
you.
all.
He took, now look, DEFCON 1. DEFCON 1. At that point, he should have backed off. Y'all remember when Mike Tyson went to talk to that brother? And then out of nowhere, he brought up Mike being a rapist. And Mike was like, whoa, you know, when I came here, you sound like a real nice guy. What makes you think I want to talk about that? I didn't do it. I got prison time. I mean, we all know what happened. Why do you think I want to talk about that? And dude was mad condescending when he said it and very disrespectful. Yeah, how do you feel when people say I don't want a rapist around me? And Mike was like, what? Where'd that come from? And then he cussed him out. Oh, come on, Mike. What do you mean, oh, come on? What makes you think he want to talk about that? And why did you snuff him with that? Look, the Tyson Fury thing, to you fans, take that win if you think it's a win. He's not fighting Tyson Fury. He's not dealing with it on the level that y'all think he should deal with it. He don't want to talk about it. But Simon wants to get this off his chest. So look what happens.
Oh,
But as part
we're
of
not going to talk about him at all.
DEFCON 2. DEFCON 2, because now he's not listening. Now, at this point, what Simon should have done is said, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. And if he really wanted clarity at this point, because now you're insulting your guest. Now you're insulting your guest. Because remember, D wasn't talking to the media. And now you see why. Now you see why. Show some respect for your fucking guest. Because this is wild. When AJ lost to Usyk the first time, he's crying on the podium. He doesn't know what to say. He's throwing belts in the ring. And they babied him. Oh, poor AJ. You'll be back. They babied him, and I said, yo, he's a grown-ass man. It's a loss. Tay Jones in the building, salute. I'm going to get to that because Derek Chisora stood on business. Derek Chisora stood on business. He did. So now we at DEFCON 2. D done told this motherfucker twice. I don't want to talk. At that point, he should have said, okay, but if you wanted personal clarity, you talk to D behind the scenes. Hey, man, what happened with the Fury thing? Because you said the suit was heavy or whatever, and have a conversation with him if you need personal clarity. What he did here, he thought he was doing the public's work. But we're doing God's work. You heard what I said? This devil thinks he's standing on business. Everything he's saying, we address. That's how I know these fools don't listen and they hear what they want to hear. Here's a quick question. How many times has Talk Sports done a hit piece on Daniel Kinahan and MTK Global? Because I don't know. I don't watch them. If there's anybody in the UK watching me right now and you're subscribed past 5 days, how many times has Talk Sports done a hit piece on Daniel Kinahan and MTK Global and how all those fighters caught up in that could not come to America due to them being signed to MTK Global? Josh Taylor got caught up in that. And I guess he had the lawyer up before he came over here and got beat up by Teofimo Lopez. He was caught up in that. Savannah Marshall, was it Savannah Marshall? Caught up in that? There was a lot of fighters. They had a whole roster over there. When we was in Vegas, everybody that had an MTK Global shirt, I knew they were British. That company's gone. How many times has Simon Jordan mentioned that there's a $5 million bounty on Daniel Kinahan's head? Scott in the chat says they never mentioned it. You see? I'm just asking. Because that's the inconsistency. Now he's drilling my brother about something he don't want to talk about. Now you know it's a trigger. Why you want to upset your guests? Back the fuck up, man. And I'm going to tell you something else. You see D's face? With this conversation, and I say this respectfully, and y'all know I like Derek Chisora. Y'all know I like Del Boy. Y'all know I like him. I met him when he was out here. He was a little tipsy. He was a little tipsy. But I always liked him. I don't care how many losses he got. War is his name. Yes. He don't duck no smoke. He's a Hall of Famer. And like I said, you can go to Hall of Fame and you don't have to win all your fights. But Derek Chisora is about that action. He's with the shits. So I respect it. But this right here, hey man, in my opinion, this got Bermain Stavern vibes written all over it. Because now he done turned into the Bronze Bomber. This is what you did, man. Where you tried to offset him because this shit went viral. And you should read some of the comments. There are a lot of people supportive, but you already know what other cats are saying. But just watch.
Understand that.
No, fair enough.
All right then. So
now you said fair enough. Look at his fucking bro. Colonizer. And he's talking in this condescending tone.
let's move on. It's all about Derek Chisora, and that's it.
I understand that.
You understand that, right? Let me explain something to you, man. Let me explain something. Let me put this up. Tay Jones been telling y'all for how many years? We got the paperwork. He got the paperwork. But it wasn't Tay Jones' job to put it out. See, now things are coming out. This is going to be one big I told you so. We don't know what we're talking about. All right, we're going to see. Now, this is what you call verbal judo right here. Y'all don't know what that is. Some of you may, but y'all don't know what that is. What he's doing now is he's playing games with words. Because he thinks the brother's stupid. Now, this is where I get mad because he's trying to insult his intelligence. He already done told him, fair enough, fair enough. That means it should be the end of it. And look how he makes a lateral move. Because at this point, he's insulting Deontay. Listen.
The only
back, baby. Y'all understand that? You better be. After the fourth is going down.
The only reason.
At the O2, you better be there.
Fabulous.
You'll be a square.
The only reason I mentioned it is because.
Why are you still talking? Okay, just listen.
It's part of the shtick that goes with you.
Shtick. There's your insult. It's part of the shtick that goes with you. Now, mind you, he's been waiting to get Deontay in this position on his show so he could say this. But here's my thing. Simon Jordan at any point could have got off his ass, flew to America, and contacted his people and had a sit down with him if it was that important. You know what it was? It wasn't that important to him because in his mind, it was just a loss. He don't give a fuck about what happened to it and what happened, the inner workings in reference to Tyson Fury. And here's the fucking funny part. He knows Fury's a cheater. But everything that Deontay said about that Fury fiasco, he just referred to it as shtick, and he snuck that in there. Y'all didn't even fucking peep. Y'all not even peeping this. He said it's part of the shtick with you. So now we're not talking about Fury, but we're talking about Fury. Peep this.
And I missed you first time around when you came in here 3 years ago, when you were in your pomp 4 years ago doing Bomb Squad and all that sort of stuff.
No, you didn't miss him. You didn't care to talk to him. Say what it is. You didn't like him. How could this guy with limited skill, with a monster right hand, get this far? Nobody missed Deontay when they were in the UK. How did you, Simon Jordan from TalkSport, how did you miss him? You didn't make time to talk to him because you didn't like him. You made time, y'all niggas made time to fly out Mark Breland. Y'all remember that? Mark Breland got fired. He was in the UK 3 days later. Done talked about Deontay when he came back. He said, oh, I think I got set up. And I'm like, what is he talking about now? Oh, I told them I didn't want to talk about Deontay when I was there. Well, then why'd you talk about him? As soon as they brought him up, you should have said what D's saying right now. I don't want to talk about him. It's over. I don't want to talk about him. But you did. And you kept talking. And then these low-life niggas over here had Mark Breland's 17, 18-year-old son on various podcasts talking shit. In 78, the classy man that he is, he said, don't anybody respond to him. That's leadership. He said, nobody respond to Breland's son. Because you know what the truth is? And Tay's in the chat, he'll tell you. His son wasn't even around like that. In fact, when they had like family get-togethers, Mark Breland wasn't around like that. He just wasn't around. He didn't know his son, so how his son beefing? His son is only mad because his dad got fired. Leave him alone. He don't know shit. Leave him alone. Mark Breland's the one said, I never gave him any water. In Wilder Fury 2, he had a fucking fresh bottle of Dasani water. A fresh bottle of Dasani water. The nastiest water on planet Earth. But you ain't give him no water? What are you talking about, man? They're going to tell you, he's telling you. The Brelands weren't around like that. So I don't know what his son was doing. Look, I don't even know how that happened, bro. But the LDBC didn't even respond to him. Now listen to this damn devil.
And I've always wanted to have a conversation with you because you've made observations about Fury. I have my own views on Fury. And you've called...
There it is. You see that? I have my views on Fury. You know what this sounds like? Y'all know how people come in here, for example, and they say, man, yo, I'm a Devin Haney fan, but as soon as they say but, you know it's a problem. I'm saying I'm a Haney fan, but, you know, he got pillow fists. But I like Bill. I like Dev. But, you know, Dev run too much. He grab too much. But I like Bill. I like Dev. But, you know, Dev ain't got no power. But I like Bill. I like Dev. Man, shut up, man. Where you from? Baltimore. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
You gotta watch these devils.
Called him a cheat, and it leads me.
The biggest in boxing.
Yeah, but it leads me to conclude.
Biggest in boxing. If somebody practicing taking their stuff.
I want you to look at Derek's face, because I'm gonna play you something else. Look at Derek's face. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Derek is a Brit through and through. Look at his headgear. He's a Brit through and through. If Derek thought that Deontay was lying, don't you think he'd have interjected? Don't you think that Simon would have went to Derek? Derek, what you think about this? Derek would have been cutting Deontay's ass if he thought he was lying. There ain't that much code in the world. I'll be your brother. I will back you. But once you start lying, I'll back off. I might not even chew you out in public. I'll tell you behind the scenes, you know you lying, right? Because at that point, I have to protect my fucking integrity. So look at Derek. Did Derek call him a liar? People watching this, y'all gonna say, oh, well, you know, he's not gonna say that. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Stuff out of their gloves in training, what you think they're gonna do in the fight?
Yeah, but
that's all I gotta say about it.
You told about the gloves? Yeah. Give me a minute.
I want to put something to you about you, right? And Fury.
Now, never mind what he said. Now he wants to go, because did Simon Jordan never once say, hey, man, you know, you right about the gloves. I know Fury's a cheater. Disregard that. Now he's saying, I want to talk about you. Well, you is the victim. Deontay's the victim. Did he once say that Deontay's lying? You see, I couldn't have been there. Because I'd have been off the camera talking about Simon. Is he lying, though? Are you calling him a liar? Is he lying? What do I always say on my show? Stop me when I'm lying. Let me digress for a second. Had some fool ass at the end of my show. At the end of my show, he said that I side with rapists. He was talking about my brother BFTB. Y'all all know. That's what these clowns say to him. That's defamation. That's defamation. And you know what this little nigger was mad at? And I know you watching me, clown. If ever you want to debate me, answer me back on my post that I commented on directly to you. Because I got questions for you. Dusty, nappy-headed, dreadlock-having nigga with no lineup in your beard, looking stupid. Nappy-headed nigga. I'll debate you because I got questions for you personally. Came in my chat at the end of my show, said, but you hang with rapists. Something to that effect. And I went to his page and got on I put up a random post on his last post. And I was very respectful. And I said, listen, that's defamation. That can lead to legal action. Do not come to my channel ever again. Well, he's blocked. Do not come to my channel ever again. But my email's down there. Email me if you want to talk. And I forwarded that information to BFTB because he ain't playing with you clowns. He's not. That is a life-changing allegation. So Blue Blood puts up a video, and I commented. It was a Tank Davis video. And then he responds under my comment and says, but you was defaming Tank on your live all this morning. Where's the lie, though? Do I lie on Tank Davis? Did he not beat 2 women at least? 2 caught on video. You stupid, ignorant niggas need to stay in school. Before you use a word, look up what it means. I don't defame anybody on here. I'm telling you the truth about Simon Jordan right now. I'm telling you less, oh my God, I'm so mad right now. Let me calm down for a second. You knuckle draggers, when I say get educated and recognize your surroundings, these are the things I'm talking about. Because I want you to be prepared when you deal with dudes like, with white folk like this. And forgive me to my white supporters, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He's one of them ones. I'm not saying all white people are racist. I'm saying he's one of those ones that thinks he's smarter. This is word salad. So I told that little knuckle dragger right now, I didn't defame anybody because I don't lie on Tank. I don't need to. All I got to do is say, look, he has to go answer that warrant in Baltimore. Am I lying? Now here's my opinion based off of the fact. He shouldn't be in that situation. He should be in the gym. Am I lying? Or do you not like what I have to say? Why you always talking about Tank? I want him to get better. I said yesterday, have you ever considered that I want what's best for him? Have you ever considered that I'm mad because every time I hold him to a high standard, he fucks up? You ever considered that? Like a lot of black people? A lot of black people. How many black people we've supported and then they just can't get right? You're like, oh, man. Again, Mike? Again, Tank? Oh, man. John Jones. Oh, man. Again, you popping dirty? Oh, man. Didn't he have a hit and run and left the scene but went back because his drugs was in the car? Oh, man. So talented. Why is he can't get out his own way? What, I'm not supposed to talk about that? For these crackers to come to my channel, why don't you talk about this? I don't see you talking about your people. Well, I do. It's just that when I talk them up, you're not here. You just here when I want to hold them accountable. That tells me everything I need to know about you. I'll get to the super chats at the end. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Are we not disappointed with Adrian Broner? He's about to be a bad statistic. Drunk in public. You know what he was supposed to be? Watch this. Are we not disappointed in Floyd Mayweather? This is with love. And a lot of you dumb niggas don't know what love is. When your parents whooped you, for those of you that had normal parents, they whooped you because they loved you. Every whooping I got is why I don't have a criminal record. When I became a young adult, a teenager, I wasn't worried about the police because some of my friends, they wanted to get involved in some illegal shit. And I sat there and zoned out, and I'm like, I'm not even worried about the police. I'm worried about me sitting in the precinct and my parents walking up in there. I'm worried about that ass whooping from them. Fuck the police, from them. I'm worried about my neighbors saying, oh man, that's that kid. And them looking at my parents crazy because of something that I did. And they worked so hard. Working hard, coming out of Harlem, out of real poverty. Moving up to the Bronx, giving me a better life. And I choose to get out there and do something stupid. Their name. What does your name mean? And then when I zone back in, they say, yo, you coming? Nah, y'all go ahead. I'm going to go upstairs and play some video games. And there it is. I honor my parents. My last name means something. But you niggas, y'all don't think that far. Every person, now I'm not going to say every person, every motherfucker that tried to get on my panel and justify Tank, they have speech impediments. Listen to them. Listen to them. They either have speech impediments, they have daddy issues, and they're not educated. They got kids out of wedlock, and it's normal. It's all dysfunctional nigga activity that I don't co-sign in the black community. And you want to come up here and argue me about this yellow nigga from Baltimore who can't get right, and all I want him to do is get right. And y'all say I'm a hater. Fuck y'all. You're not my brothers. But back to this. Nigga, you know who I'm talking to. Email me if you want to talk. Because it's not even, I guarantee you I'm old enough to be your father. This will be a lesson in life. Because if I'm your daddy, I'm telling you, you need to stop following that athlete. Because he's a train wreck, and I raised you better. And guess what, young man? I want better out of you. What you need to be doing is listening to what I'm talking about here, because I want to arm you how to deal with crackers like Simon Jordan.
This happens to be the hook for it.
So,
and I say that with love.
All I got to say about
you talked about being cheated in that fight. You talked about water being spiked. You talked about your Game of Thrones outfit.
He said facts. Now look, Game of Thrones outfit, shots fired. Listen to that. Listen to that. Listen to what he says.
To be the hook for it.
That's all I got to say about
you talked about being cheated in that fight. You talked about water being spiked. You talked about your Game of Thrones outfit being too heavy for you.
Game of Thrones outfit. Y'all know what that outfit represented. This dumb fucking cracker said Game of Thrones outfit. So now he's firing shots. Now, D told him twice, I don't want to talk about Fury. So now he segued over to everything surrounding the Fury situation. When he says Fury, he means the whole situation. And this motherfucker kept plugging at him and plugging at him. I keep telling y'all, Derek Chisora is sitting there. He's the X factor. You know why? Because if D was over here capping him full of shit, Derek would have called him out. And I'm gonna show y'all why I know that. Why I know that's a fact. Just keep watching.
I didn't say that.
You said it was too heavy for you.
I didn't say that.
He never said that. He never said that. He never said that.
Okay, well I might be wrong on that one.
No, you are wrong, you asshole. And the information's out there. This motherfucker been waiting 4 years to do this. I want you to know that.
Talked about the long.
Now you see why D didn't want to talk to the media.
Y'all took a journalist that said something because y'all, you know, everybody wanted to come in. Oh, why did boom, boom, boom?
You talked about a long count, right? And then you talked about.
Look. He keeps talking. You talked about a long count. We saw the long count, you ass.
About the trainers, Mark Breland not being good enough.
Bro, I'm getting mad, bro. Y'all know I got hypertension, right? Don't worry, I took my pill.
No, I ain't saying he wasn't good enough.
So what I'm asking you in all of this is, it sounds to me, given the character that you are, that's like a little bit flaky.
Flaky. Sounds flaky. You know, in the course of a few days, there have been two situations in boxing, one of which where I could have actually been at. That's the Haney situation at the Garden. I don't want to talk about that. But y'all know I was supposed to, whatever, man. I could have been there, y'all. But I had a medical situation and I couldn't go. This is the other situation. I'm telling you, I'd have been escorted out. I wouldn't have did anything physical. But I would have had to chime in on this and I'd have been escorted out. And this is why, you know, a lot of times I just stay my ass home because I know me. And the reason why I say that is because right here, this is not boxing. This has turned into a personal attack with a guy that he knows what he's doing at this point. This is an attack now. Flaky. And this is what he's going to say. He's going to say, I'm not a Fury guy, but, oh, I like Devin Haney, but, oh, I ain't got no problem with Bill, but, it's just like these trolls that get in our chat. But you know what? Let me get to these super chats real quick. I gotta calm down. Scott Linehan early in that super chat, he says, same with Tom Brady. Once retirement came, divorce soon followed. These women are incapable of love, yet men are called heartless. Exactly. You give these bitches an inch, they take a yard. And I'm not saying all women, because there are a lot of good women out there. There are a lot of good women in my family. But I look at what you single brothers got to deal with, and I pray for you. Shin C in that super chat, much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. Scotty back in that super chat, salute. He says, Drew, I must go salute you in the chat. Man, salute to you, good brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. This is turned into an attack at this point. I just want you to know that. And I'm telling you, that's why I asked you a while ago, how many times has Talk brought up Tyson Fury? Now, I have heard this dude talk down on Tyson Fury, but how many times was Daniel Kinahan mentioned? Because that Daniel Kinahan, MTK Global, Bob Arum thing, Mauricio Suleiman thing. Remember when Suleiman, when Deontay came to New York and said, I want a body on my record, and Suleiman said, I'm launching an investigation. What are you investigating? Excuse me. What's more dangerous? Saying you want to kill somebody? Or actually trying to do it? Because that's what Fury did. That's what he did. Anthony in that super chat, salute, man. He says, whenever someone says but, everything before that was a lie. Thank you. Exactly. Exactly. Where was the WBC with this? Simon Jordan. This picture's viral. It's from the first fight. That's his fucking knuckle in the wrist, man. Right? His knuckles in the goddamn wrist of the glove. Ricky Hatton, pull me glove up. And let me say this. That man is past. Yeah, I notice I didn't do any rest in peace. No. No. I don't celebrate it, man. You cut from this cloth, bruh. You were there, and I'll just leave it at that. Remember that statue that they made to celebrate Tyson Fury? If you're going to make a statue by Tyson Fury and celebrate him, just make the statue. Why you have to put Deontay on the floor? But Deontay ain't shit. Now, let me talk to you black Americans. Deontay ain't shit. He only got one hand. He's not an all-time great. But they made sure they put his body on the floor with Tyson Fury standing over him. And Ricky Hatton took that picture. I got it right here on my computer. I'm not going to put it up for y'all to see. It's on the internet. Fuck Ricky Hatton. Let's move on.
You lost those fights, and those fights were lost. And you saying that someone like Fury cheated you in those fights.
You saying someone like Fury cheated you in this fight. Now, how does that sound to you? Someone like Fury? Simon, Fury's a cheater. We have data on it. We have facts on it. But he didn't cheat Deontay at all. It was all clean. Someone like Fury. And then this nigga is going to turn around and say, I'm not a Fury guy. Why? Because you don't like how he fights, or, you know, you don't like how he talks because he is a gypsy. See, this cracker looks down on Fury because he's a gypsy. So there's some in-house white shit going on there. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But someone like Fury. And by the way, the person that told me about gypsies was a white person. To my knowledge, a gypsy to me, I only knew about them on Scooby-Doo, the cartoon. I didn't even think they were real people. You get older, you learn some things. And a white person told me, oh yeah, gypsies. They're the bottom of the barrel. They're the bottom of the barrel. 88 in that super chat, he says, typical dirtbag journalists act like they cool with you and then save what they really came for at the end of the interview. Yes, and this is why D don't talk to niggas. This is why. This is why.
I think is kind of disappointing to me
You can say
about
what
you
you
because
want. I know the truth. I have the facts.
okay.
Understand that.
We're now at DEFCON 3. And mission accomplished. This cracker sat there, and D is emotional because, look, when you know the truth and people don't believe you, it's the worst thing in the world, man. If you've been there, you've been there. To me, the extent of it, to me, I had a situation happen to me in school when I was in high school, and it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. But at that time, thank God for one witness. One witness. But I was about to get hung for nothing. Just for sitting in an area where my classmates was fucking around, and this one girl decided that she didn't want to play that day. And the dean comes in there and says, all of you get up. And I'm looking around like, me? I thought I was getting in trouble because I was secretly listening to my Walkman. Yeah, I'm old, y'all. Walkman. I was listening to a Walkman, yes. And I thought I was in trouble for that. I said, oh, fuck. Get up. And then we get in the dean's office, and then all of a sudden, the police come in. Yeah, which one of you stole some money out? I was like, whoa, what? Stole? And I'm looking at these motherfuckers like, yeah, you better tell them I had nothing to do with this. I'm fucking everybody up. And guess what? No one knew what they were talking about. It turned out Shorty lied, and it was ill because her mama was lying for her, come to find out. Someone took $5 out of her purse. And literally the police showed up. That was a ploy to scare us, come to find out. But literally the police show up. And there was this one chick that was around the situation. She used to sit 2 seats in front of me. But they didn't think that she would do anything. But one of the dudes did grab her purse and they passed it around. I didn't touch it. I was listening to my beats. Then the dean come in, and all of a sudden the purse had $5 in it, and somebody took it. And I'm sitting there like, yo, I had nothing to do with this. I didn't touch anything. But they didn't take anything because there was no $5 in there. And if it wasn't for that girl, now they had to work that out. But that one girl says, nah, he wasn't there. He was doing something. He had nothing to do with it. Then they come in there, Reed, get up, get out, go back to class. I'm like, yo, what happened? And she told me, she said, yeah, I told the dean that you didn't have nothing to do with it. I was like, thank you, man. I'm sitting there, my heart racing. The fucking police coming in. I say, well, what the fuck's going on? I had nothing to do with it. That's what it means when you're telling the truth and no one believes you. It is a frustrating thing. And Deontay's a very emotional person because everything he does come from the heart. This is one of the most genuine champions we've ever had. And the fact that people critique this man, it's not even critique, it's they criticize this man. As opposed to what I see y'all accept. You guys disgust me. When you talk crazy about Errol Spence and talk about how, you know, he admitted I have a drinking problem. But everything he did, I mean, even the Bud fight didn't happen unless Errol had to get away from the PBC to make that happen. That's why I'm not hearing y'all when y'all say the PBC is running shit. No, it's not. Errol made that happen. Y'all don't want to talk about that. When I see Devin put out a list and he actually wants to fight the best, and fighting the best also means breaking bread with his contemporaries. And I see what y'all accept rather than what you have in front of you. I look at y'all are just as fucking grimy as Telly is. And that's a whole woman. And look at her now, getting pounded out on OnlyFans. Bitch, y'all are like modern women. Y'all are ungrateful. Love a nigga when he's on top, but the second he hits a rough spot, y'all putting out memes. And that's why I tell you, I watch y'all circle. We dealt with it right here in the LDBC. Oh, yeah, LDBC. Wilder has some rough spots. Oh, well, you know, I don't want to be around like that. Y'all making public service announcements. Y'all putting out PSAs. Oh, I don't want to be around like that. Man, shut up, man. Get out of here. Devin has that running with Ryan Garcia. Oh, you know, I don't want to be around like that. Man, fuck you, man. Go ahead. Don't make no announcements. Just leave. We all knew you was a bitch. Time reveals all truth. And a lie is nothing but a long way to the truth. That's why I'm real careful about who I allow to buddy up next to me. I get a lot of emails. How can I get down? How can I get on your panel? Yo, bro, just show up. Show me your official. I've been fooled a couple of times. Well, you know what? Not necessarily fooled. I'm going to say I'm giving people chances. And they've showed me who they are. It took them a while, but they can't hide who they are. But other than that, real recognizes real. That's why I tell y'all, go subscribe to Coach Hudson. I hear it. I can hear what kind of brother you are. So that's why I reached out to Coach Hudson. I said, brother, you got to start a channel, man. Because this is what you need. This is what we need. LDBC or not, bro. You need to start a channel, bro, because people need to hear this. And he knew what I was talking about. Then I had other niggas buddy up with me just to branch off and talk shit. Oh, I got my stack. I got my watch time. I'm monetized. Now all of a sudden you a free thinker. Oh, I'm with the LDBC, but I don't think like all of them. You see, Deontay Wilder can't really fight. You see, Errol Spencer's a drunk. You see, Bill Haney is gonna fuck up Devin Haney. It's like, what's this? Okay, you buddied up with us. You know we have a direct line to these people that you just mentioned. If you want to give words of encouragement or find out because you're confused about certain things, why wouldn't you contact the general or me and say, hey, I have some things to add. Well, what's going on with him? Is he okay? Because here are my thoughts on it. Am I wrong on that? Could you pass this message along to them? Because I really want them to succeed. They don't do that. They get on their platform after we've helped them to talk shit. Why? Because it nets them dividends. A $5 super chat from a hater nets them dividends. You niggas been turncoats. Watch your surroundings. Another brother, Freena's March. Salute to you, my brother. He says, big bro on the job per usual. Salute to you. That's another brother. Stormy says, like when you told me about my call-in show in the Kung Fu channel. Yeah, salute, brother. Salute, brother. Yes. Marcus Walls in that super chat. He says, they always bash and slander the real ones. Always, bro. Always. They always do that. Firearm Sniper in that super chat. Salute to you, good brother. And if I miss your super chats or anything, it's because I have another screen up. I have to press play on this colonizer's channel. I appreciate you guys. And I see the real ones. K-Rod shows up. Prince Savage shows up. That's what I'm saying. Y'all really don't understand what we had to deal with behind the scenes. This isn't sour grapes, man. I just want motherfuckers from around me. People that I've helped from the ground up. Literally, fuck stabbed me in the back. They stabbed me in the chest. And you could be sorry, but I'm just not dealing with you. You could be sorry, but be sorry from over there. I can't go backwards, man. That shit hurt. I'm telling you that shit hurt. I'm like, man, come on. I helped this brother. I helped this sister. I legitimately did it from the heart, man. And now I'm the fucking villain? Because you let motherfuckers who don't like us in the first fucking place taint your whole shit. And then some people are just addicted to chaos. Look, man, y'all niggas made y'all choices. I'm cool. Move on. Leave me alone. There's reasons why we don't deal with people. I never said anyone's name until they said my name. And trust me, I ain't do shit to them. It's just literally, I get out of bed and they're like, yo, you saw this? I'm like, why is he doing this? I thought him and I were cool. What the fuck happened? Oh, you're gonna listen to some third-party motherfucker who just made his channel the other day when some of these niggas could, no matter of fact, all of these niggas could have called me on the phone. Did you say No, I didn't. Where you getting at? Dick Blower Boxing 200? No, I don't know who that is. That channel was just made last week. Oh, this nigga here? I don't talk to him. He came over here talking shit, I blocked him. Now he ran to you. Yo, did you hear what Drew said about you? He was giving out subliminals. No, nigga, I don't do subliminals. And if I got a problem with you, I'll call you on the fucking phone. The sad shit is, at the height of bullshit, when I called this crackhead KQKC, he didn't answer the phone. You see? You need to get these trash-ass niggas from around you. I am not above a conversation. We're grown. All of this. Now you see, I'm showing you how this colonizer, I'm showing you what he did word for word. There's going to be haters talking about Deontay is wrong with this. But we're going to shut shit down. Watch this.
I got the facts of it.
No, fair enough.
I got the proof. I got the people to tell it.
And we'll look forward to seeing
Understand
that. We'll look forward to seeing that.
Look at that smile. We look forward to it, right? Now this motherfucker saying, well, why didn't you show it? Y'all niggas ain't listening anyway. Y'all didn't hear when he said he had a doctor tell you that the dent in his fucking skull was from a foreign object? Y'all ain't hear that? All right.
Understand that. What I say in boxing.
Remember I said foreign object, dent in the skull. Drew, that's impossible. Remember I said that. Foreign object, dent in the skull. D also said he practiced how to use that shit, how to manipulate gloves, remove padding, and all kinds of shit. He practiced that. Did this cracker ever call Deontay a lie to his face right here? Just asking.
I mean, and it's the truth. I risk my life for you's entertainment to see.
No, absolutely.
So why I ain't never lied about none in this business. You can believe why is it so hard to believe a black man than a white man?
Here we go. Now we're gonna get to it.
Understand me?
Yeah,
why is it so hard?
Now you hear Derek. You hear Derek, right? You hear that, right? Business.
To believe a black man and a white man.
Why you don't believe it?
Shout out to Derek Chisora. I almost don't want them to fight now. Shout out to Derek.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go on.
So we go there.
First and foremost, it's got nothing to do with color.
It has nothing to do with color. My ass.
Yes. This whole country got some. This whole world got something to do with race. You think you pan out? You think you have a? You think you done had a great life? You think your life has been like mine?
Listen,
come on, you got white.
Answer the fucking question, you cracker.
White privilege, brother.
Oh, don't start.
I ain't never had that.
Don't start my.
I'm a black man with dark skin. Ain't nothing ever been given to me. I done had to kick in every opportunity.
Let me ask you. Look, Derek likes this.
Yeah, don't laugh at Derek. Answer the question though. Derek is British, but he understands. I was watching a video. I don't know where it was. But it was I don't know what fight it was leading up to. It may have been David Haye. I don't remember. But Derek was somewhere in the UK, obviously, and the camera was following him. And he looked around and he says, "Yeah, I'm the only black man here." And I said, "Well, shit, they deal with that over there too?" Because I didn't know. But he said it.
It is. Y'all don't understand. Maybe y'all don't talk about this shit in this country.
Yes, we do, mate.
But when you get me in here, I speak the peace. I speak the truth.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you.
Yeah, go on.
If this is about color,
y'all got the wrong.
Yeah, go on.
If he's about color,
y'all understand that.
How is Derek Chisora then, out of curiosity, given he's a black man? a national treasure in this country then?
Because I say all the time, the British boxing fans are different than these dumbass American fans. AJ gets love out there. Derek gets love out there. The Eubanks get love out there. The Bens get love out there. The boxing fan out in the UK is what the boxing fanatics used to be in America, like in the 80s and into the 90s. There's still dumbasses over there too. But the boxing fans in America are not, they're just not good. Coach in that super chat, he says, we ready this time, truth tellers, stand up. Drew is sounding the battle alarm. I'm on the job. We must make a clear line between stand-up man and a turncoat. I promise you. I ain't got to hold my tongue. Before I used to be diplomatic, I'm not doing it no more. If you want some fuck shit and it comes across my virtual desk, I'm calling you out. Because I've been telling y'all this for a long time. It's deeper than boxing. I keep saying that. But when you tell these niggas, these monkeys this, all of a sudden, it's, no, I just keep it boxing. I'm going to keep it boxing. No, you looking too deep. I'll keep it boxing. Yeah, watch. I'm telling you right now, when Shushu, because Shushu kicked the door in. Watch now the next time he fights somebody Latin. They're already putting him in the same sentence as Monster Inoue. And I want you to watch how he's treated. Pray to God most of New York stands in the pocket for our brother. But watch the comments section when he starts doing interviews and he starts talking his shit and talking about, yeah, I'm going to get Inoue. Watch these niggas. Watch. I'm telling you, I know how this goes. Blade Brown in that super chat, salute to you, brother. He says, dude, need his jaw wiggled. Salute, Drew. I'm on the job. He do. But wait, it gets worse. My brother Brent Fox, I see you. Now, Pete.
It's not about color.
It's not about color. I swear to God, every racist says that, bro. Every black person that wants to run from the truth, they say shit like this. What you mean it's not about color? It ain't never been about color for you, because you've been living in privilege. You don't have the same issues that we had over here. I don't have the same issues that D from the deep South, bro. I was born in Harlem and raised in New York, in the Bronx. Thank God, man. I didn't know I knew what racism was because my family from the South. But I never experienced it until I left the fucking city. And it was terrifying. Because it wasn't 1960. I was like, oh shit. I can't wait to get back to New York. Even my white friends said, yo, bro, this country's scary. Because I do have white friends. They used to pop and lock and break dance on the cardboard with boom boxes in the 80s. So I could put you on the phone with my white friends and you think you're talking to a black person. And when they went to school around other white people and heard them talk, you know what it was like? You remember that movie American Me? With the Mexican gangs? I think that's what it was called. And you remember the blonde-haired Mexican? When he was in the yard and the white boys walked over him and said, hey, man, where you from? And he said, La Primera. He said, what the fuck? You sound like a spick or a wetback or whatever he said, and walked off. He was Mexican, but he looked like a white boy. That's what it was like for my friends. He said, man, I'm just talking regular. They're like, yo, they literally listened to him and said, why you sound like a nigga? Literally said that to him. Yo, you talk like a nigga. Oh, you from New York? Do all white people talk like that? Oh, you from the Bronx? You have black friends? Oh, was there drugs in your school? That's the conversation they were having. Blonde hair, blue eyed, y'all. And when they came back during the vacation, they said, man, this country's fucked. I said, what? He said, man, I have a nickname at my school. They called my boy Blacklash. I said, well, what do you do? He said, I got to laugh it off. I said, why they do that? He said, because I sound like all of y'all. This is just how I grew up. blacklash? Oh. So do you expect Simon Jordan, who's never been below the Mason-Dixon line, the only thing he knows about what we deal with is what he sees on the news. And I bet you when he reads and sees it, he'll find ways to justify it. Hey, well, I understand that there's a drug problem in the black community, and there's the gangs in Chicago, and why don't the black people just not sell drugs, and why don't they just not sell guns? And man, shut your How come? Why can't y'all just not stay on your goddamn soil? Why can't y'all stay the fuck out of Africa and stop trying to use up all of our resources down there? Try doing that. Trail of Tears, slavery, Holocaust, King Leopold II. How about not doing that? I don't let no cracker tell me anything. And don't think y'all want to talk about PTSD? Don't tell me that we're not dealing with that right now. All of it. From when bro, this is so deep. How we treat each other, we've been trained through generations. It's a scientific fact. That's why I get annoyed. We got to break out of that. But no one's listening. How many times you heard the general say, I don't want Tank in jail? How many times you heard me say that? But you out here hating on Tank? No. Forget the boxing for a second. Do you think I want this kid away from his daughters? But he's clearly made a choice because he ain't put his daughters as a priority. What he did do was put that stripper or bottle girl as a priority. What he did do was put his freedom at risk by snatching that chick out the goddamn basketball game. And it puts us in a weird position because if we ignore it, people say we don't hold our own accountable. I will hold him accountable like I will hold every black drug dealer in a black neighborhood accountable. Don't do that. I don't claim you. You're not my brother. You're not my sister. Hate is love. Your parents are not supposed to be just beating you. They are abusive parents. But they whoop your ass because they love you. Because they don't do that shit again. Because the older you get, the worse it's going to be. No discipline. Why do you think you got a bunch of YNs out here right now? They had no structure growing up. They need their ass whooped. There was no Ritalin or Prozac when I was growing up. You acted out? Bro, I acted out so bad in school one day. And this is something out of a movie. And I'm laughing and joking. And I noticed all my classmates turned around and looked at me and their eyes got big. And the teacher had this smirk on her face. My dad was standing right there watching me for God knows how long, throw paper and wild out. That motherfucker grabbed me by my neck. You know like how cats or dogs pick up their young by the back of the neck? They have that piece back there. Well, we don't have that, but my dad found it and yanked me up out that chair and put me in the hallway and kicked my ass. It was a different time. It was the 80s. And slammed me in the chair and told the teacher, have a good day. And he said, I'll see you when you get home. And it happened so fast, everyone kept looking at me. My eyes was all big, and I'm trying not to cry. Because I was tough a second ago, but I'm trying not to cry. But when it came like lunchtime, everyone went out in the park, I sat in the classroom. But you know what? I ain't fuck around in that class no more. And I love my father for that. Because years later, when a couple of my friends wanted to get into some illegal shit, I thought about that moment. And I said, nah, y'all go ahead. I'm going to go upstairs and play some Nintendo. I'm going to play some Castlevania. Y'all go ahead. I'm good. I'm trying to beat the Grim Reaper in that game. It's difficult. And there it is. These kids don't know that love. There was no Prozac. There was no Ritalin. They didn't say you was overhyper. They were young men. We have testosterone. That's why it's important that we go outside and play. Fuck these phones. Fuck these iPads. We have to be active. Burn it out. Because what happens? You go out, you play, you get dirty, you come home, you take a shower, you eat, you go to bed. Now they want to suppress your kids by giving them pills. Don't do it. There's nothing wrong with your kid. He might have a learning disability. He might need some extra help in special ed, whatever. They still do that. But there's nothing wrong with your child. And don't let them tell you that. That's just a little sidebar. Let's get back to this.
Somebody a cheat. I asked you a question.
Oh, come on. You have a whole lot of black
Now he's uncomfortable. He's smiling when the race thing comes up.
people's around his
question.
Thank
Like
you.
the question.
Stop, bro.
Like the question. All right, I moved on.
Stop
from it.
it.
He don't want to talk about it now. Let's move on.
I moved on.
I want to pull it back in. Derek, let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question
Let me
about
on that,
fight
man.
week. Deontay, let me just get this.
He gave Deontay the water because he knows. He knows. Now look at the hand gesture. He puts his hand on Deontay like, calm down, bro. Calm down. Calm down. Just let's bring it back. Look at Deontay's face. He's visibly shaking now because this is an emotional thing.
Into Derek about fight week. Now, both of you are known
Look, he just said it. Let me calm down.
to be dynamic in fight week. We just seen a little taster of that
Man,
right now.
come
with
on, man.
Deontay
Y'all
Wilder.
can't tell, man.
So the bronze bomber, there he is.
Yeah, so
Come on, man.
Come on, we can have a disagreement,
Think
can't
your
we?
life,
This guy's such a devil, bro. Bro.
as a little boy and I bet your view as a little boy is totally different than my view as a little boy. Most black people, why we
Can we move
so
on from
into
that?
it with each other
Deontay.
because we have PTSD.
Deontay.
Didn't I not just say that? I just said that. And I don't expect no white European unless they studied it. I don't expect them to understand it.
We done been through so much,
Okay.
so much.
Okay. You wanted to move on, right?
Come on, man.
on.
It's hard to move on when you don't know the truth, and that's
See? Here we go.
when I come in and try to give you a vision, a little insight of
Wait,
what
let
we
me
go
get
through
one.
as black people,
I got
man.
it. I got it.
You know, you don't get it.
Well, okay.
Bro, let me tell you, I'm so enraged at this, bro. Y'all really don't understand, bro. Do you understand that I don't like? Here's the deal, bro. It's called social media. I don't get on here to make enemies. And it breaks my heart when motherfuckers find fault in me and I didn't even do anything to anybody. To the point where it has the potential to get physical. Over what? Realistically, over what? I'm a boxing channel. And I have two other channels. I have a nerd channel where I talk about the movies and shit like that. Video games, toys back in the day, whatever. And then I have Pep Talk, Painful Excellence Podcast. But I multi-stream on all three of them just to keep them active. I swear to God, I didn't get on here to make enemies. The most people that have threatened my life look like me. And when I tell you that really fucking breaks my heart, man, it really does. And all I can say is don't put me in a position where I have to defend myself because it's not going to work out for you. Now, if you want to lose your life over some silly YouTube shit that I didn't start, you're crazy. It's not me. I'm defending myself. I'm at the fights. I'm outside. I'm good. Some of you cats put yourself in positions where you turn around, you find out there's a few LDBC members at a venue, and you don't even. That's what I was saying about Coach Malachi. I'm like, yo, he literally came to New York and understood that shit got real when he saw the general. He got so scared that he didn't come to the weigh-in and he didn't come to the fight. That's how scared he was. That's a true story. We never met. If he was about that action, he kept telling me what do he call me? Drew the Midget or whatever the fuck. I'm like, all right, well, when I see you, we're gonna have a conversation. I want to see what your deal is. And I never met him. It's not because of me. It's not because of me, it's him. He's a coward. But wait a minute. Why are you beefing, bro? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Stay the fuck away from me. Just keep it on the internet, man. Just talk. You're 4'11", and you're untrustworthy. And I denounce you. You're a bitch. But if you put me in a position where I have to defend myself, hey, man, I'll be in court. And it'll be justified. Because all I got to do is refer to your content and refer to how you rallied up your audience. I got screenshots of a lot of people in their comment section talking about what they're gonna do. Oh, I'm in New York when I see Drew. I'm in Brooklyn when I see him, and I got all of that. So in the event that I have to do what I have to do, when I go to court, it'll be justified. My brother No Smoke TV, go follow my brother. He says hashtag to this day. We on a job, brother. I'll never forget. We was at the presser at the Barclays. I was talking to Clarence McLean and Boxing Maniac. Shout out to the Bronx. Go follow my brother Boxing Maniac, the Maniac, on all social media. And hold on a second. I cut my ringer off, my bad. Wait a minute. Sorry. People are texting me. Oh, yeah, Tay, I'm just not saying, I ain't even hearing my shit go off. So we at the Barclays, right? And I was waiting for DHP to pull up. But I'm standing outside talking to them. And 78 and everybody pulled up. They rolled up like the mob, bro. They had a bunch of black trucks. They pulled out, whatever. And I went in the side door with them. I'm talking to Clarence McLean later. He says, yo, funniest shit happened. I said, what? He said, yo, when Black and CC and everybody pulled up and you left with them, he said, these two motherfuckers walked up. It was like, yo, that's Drew Titan? It was like, oh, yeah. And he said, you was over there talking, and they had like a weird look on their face. And he was like, yeah, you want to meet him? They were like, oh, nah. So his man was like, nah. Two little Spanish niggas. I said, oh, I'm outside. What you finna do? Here's the answer. Nothing. So I said, Clarence, what was that about? He said, yo, it sounded like they were scheming for a second. I am who I say I am. 6'2", 230 as of right now, with a six-pack. And I'm about that action. I'm not big for nothing. But I'm always prepared. Read between the lines. I'm always prepared. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm always prepared. I'm always prepared. So they could have snuffed me. Wouldn't have worked out for them. I grew up in the 90s. I've been jumped many times, but I ain't taking no L's. They might have thought they were going to win, but niggas take off running. I said that the other night. I'm chasing niggas. I'm like, whoa. I'm going to end up in somebody's neighborhood. 3 niggas jump on me. I'm fighting. Then they take off running. Now I'm chasing niggas. I'm like, what am I going to do? Chasing niggas up the Grand Concourse. You fucking pussies. And I'm like, whoa. That's Mount Eaton right there. I'm going to go from 3 to 300 niggas jumping on me. I win. Anyway, back on task. So now we at DEFCON 3, and D's out his seat.
None of y'all get it.
Where do you want me to go?
Y'all don't get it. And that's the problem. You think you get what you don't understand.
Okay.
Why is it so hard? Y'all act, man.
Right.
You know this motherfucker Simon knew he was gonna do this, right?
Man, let me get, I'm gonna get up.
Look at him smiling, bro. A bit of that is him being uncomfortable. The other side is him being a bit embarrassed. But mission accomplished. This is what he wanted.
This bitch.
This is a little taster of what we're going to get. Both of you guys are big characters. It's going to be explosive, right? I mean, I don't even have to ask this guy because I've just got a little taster.
Stop touching him, bro.
Come on, man. Both of you guys are big in the fight week. Let's pull it back into the fight. Let's talk about the fight.
It's hard to put it back. I'm from the South. You understand?
Come on, let's pull it.
You think these crackers understand what he's saying when he said I'm from the South? What do they think he means? Oh, I'm from a set, I'm from a gang? Come on, bruv.
Back into the fight.
It's hard when y'all don't understand. I get it. Another situation. I said I didn't want to talk about it.
You get it, but you don't understand.
The situation. Now you got me riled up.
Fair enough.
Right. Wild as that. I feel shit. You understand me? You don't mean that, man.
Okay, stop
man,
shouting.
let me get the out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Talking about my peoples and all that shit. It's hard to believe a black man than a white man. The cheated. Tell him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm gonna show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna get all the people that know and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that in the inside of him that can know.
Oh yeah, you think I'm a Fury fan? That's not it, you stupid ass. That's not it. That's not it. Now he's trying to make himself the victim. Oh, you think I'm saying this because I'm a Fury fan? No, I just want to say that your excuses for losing was flaky. Like you don't know who the fuck Fury is. The illest trick that Satan ever pulled was convincing you motherfuckers that he didn't exist. You're looking at it. And I don't only mean Simon, I'm talking about the mentality. To run up on someone's land. Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all know about the Trail of Tears? Y'all know what that was? Do y'all know what the Trail of Tears was? Smallpox. You already got these people on the ropes. You already kicking them off their land. You gave them blankets with a disease on it. You wanted them dead. Is that the work of a man or a devil? Adolf Hitler burned people. Was that the work? And I don't care how you feel about the Jewish community. But he burned people, man. Is that the work of a man or a devil? Justin Cash in that super chat. Salute, brother. Thank you. King Leopold II, the African Holocaust that was way bigger than the Jewish one. Is that the work of a man or a devil? What this clown just did, is that the work of a man or a devil? Now he's sitting there. Now look at his face. Now he's the victim. Now all 6'7" former heavyweight champion is in front of him. And now look at his face. It's not funny no more. Do you think I'm a Fury man? Now he's going to say, oh, I'm not a Fury man. I'm not a Fury. No, you attacked him personally over the Fury situation. That's not what this is about. And he knows that.
I don't, what?
No,
I don't about that.
I'm not a Fury.
I don't about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got shit to do with him.
Fair enough.
The you talking about?
Yeah, man. You, man. I'm out too.
Shout out to
What happened
Derek.
there wasn't right.
He told you don't bring it up, but you
Come on. It's on schedule. I had to ask the question.
but you
What
told-
about Fury?
He told you.
Everyone else can ask him. Rick Reno asks him. Why can't I ask him? Derek, sit down. Come on. I waited for you for half an hour. Don't be a dickhead. Come on. We wanted to see the bronze bomber.
Man. I will never respect this guy. Even if he apologizes, fuck this guy. But let me take it a step back for a moment. I did a show on this some time ago.
Thank you for joining.
When Derek signed to fight Fury some time ago, I need you to listen to this.
Bide your time, bide your time. Well, it's happening, isn't it?
It's happening in God's hands, bro. You know, it's happening. I'm buzzing. No, yeah, I'm not buzzing yet. You know, I'm just sizzling it up.
Doing what you do, mate.
Marinating.
Yeah, but I've seen you in the gym and you've been simmering nicely, ticking over. Did you always know that this fight was happening December the 3rd? Because I spoke to you actually on FaceTime 2 days ago, said to you about this press conference. Where is the press conference, Derek? When's it happening? You're like, don't know, mate. Don't know.
I knew I'll be fighting in December, first week of December. I was told already I was fighting in the first week of December. By who? I cannot tell you. But I knew. I knew there was something, a big fight coming up. Yeah.
Derek, obviously, you've been in with Fury twice. And as you always do, in every fight, you give it everything. But he won both fights. What can you do this time?
Listen carefully.
First fight. And listen, first fight, there was a bit of cheating going on in there. I can't talk.
Uh-oh. What did he say? What did he say?
There was a bit of cheating going on in there. I can't talk about it. There was a bit of cheating going on in there. First fight, there was a bit of cheating going on in there. First fight, there was a bit of cheating going on in there. First fight, there was a bit of cheating going on in there. I can't talk about it now, but one day I will.
He said, I ain't going to talk about it now, but one day I will.
Second fight, he beat me fair and square. But second fight, he kind of he cheated a little bit.
Wow. When I did a live on that, I said, Derek, you got to make more noise about that. I ain't going to tell you other things. The rest of the shit, I'll let Tay Jones tell you. Just know that I've seen shit, but I'm not at liberty. I'm not at liberty to release that shit. Wait a minute. What's that? What's that? I got more. I got more. Wait, whoa. What's this? What's this? Tyson Fury's sparring partner, Nicholas Asbury, claims Fury removes padding from his gloves to hurt sparring partners. Shows Tyson Fury's alleged gloves versus his gloves used in sparring. Y'all remember this?
This is Tyson, and these are his his sparring gloves that we were sparring with. As you can see, there's no in here, and all the padding's in the back of his. I could touch my other side of my finger with this, and there's shit in the middle of the glove. Does he know who I am? He must not know, does he? Does he? What? Oh, he does not know. Look at this, man. And then, hold on, these are the sparring gloves they told me they got from me. These thick ass, look at, hold on, let's see, watch the squeeze. Going nowhere. Going nowhere. Watch. Get the fuck.
Now, a little backstory. Because Tay Jones and Nicholas Asbury was on my panel. A little backstory. When that happened, first of all, that's old. Which tells you what? Fury's been doing this shit for a long time. But the backstory is Nicholas was brought into camp to help him train for Deontay in the first fight. The word was Asbury was kicking his ass in sparring. A day or two later, Asbury he said the punches felt a little more harder, felt different. So then he goes to the gym early, and that happens. He also said on my live that when he turned the glove sideways, an egg weight fell out. Why do you think we kept talking about egg weights? An egg weight fell out. Now here's the thing. He went to their team and said, what the fuck are y'all doing? You know what they did? They apologized and said, we were just trying to give our man confidence because Fury been out the ring so long. How about that? How about that? Do we need to go back and look at what Tyson Fury's done in the past? He's a habitual drug cheat. You remember he detached the thumb? And the ref caught it before the bell sounded? You remember that? And they were like, man, this is the worst thing we've ever seen. This is the weirdest thing we've ever seen. He detached the thumb. You remember that? What was the name of the guy he cheated? The first guy that we caught. Remember that? You forgot? Forgot? I see. What about Nevin Pagic? Remember Nevin? Had him on the show? He was kicking Fury's ass, but then ran out of gas. Remember he said, hey man, the night before, we ate some food. Yeah, John McDermott, thank you. Nevin said, me and my wife ate some food, and man, he had diarrhea so bad. Christian Hammer, thank you. McDermott and Hammer cheated them. Nevin Pagic had diarrhea the night before. His room service food was poisoned. So don't fucking tell me that this guy doesn't have access to doing things. He does. And we're supposed to just say, hey, he's a goddamn, he's a gypsy. You got to watch out for shit like that. No, I thought we have commissions in place to watch out for shit like that. What happened? What about Steve USS Cunningham? What happened with that? What did the goddamn referee say? What we doing? Salute to my brother Paul Carrick and that Cash App Heavy, man. He says for great content, man. Thank you so much, good brother. Appreciate you. The Otto Wallin fight, that fight was supposed to be stopped because of that cut. What did the ref say? What was the ref's last name? Cotton or something like that? Didn't he say Tyson Fury is the most dirtiest fighter that I've ever had to officiate? And I had Andrew Galata twice. Exactly, no smoke. I said that earlier. Shout out to Daniel Kinahan. How many times did this motherfucker Simon Jordan mention Kinahan's name? Because Fury was getting away with all that shit because that's his friend. How many times did Simon Jordan mention that this motherfucker's so down bad that he can't even come to American shores right now? Him or his brother. His father is a felon, so he can't come here anyway. His son's on some other shit. Thank you, Abel. Eddie Cotton. He said this was the dirtiest fight I ever had to officiate, and I had Andrew Galata twice. Captain Fowler himself, the low blow from Poland. He said, fuck that. This guy Fury? No. And I know Simon knows all of this. So when Deontay gets in his face, he backs up, oh, I'm not a Fury guy. You think I'm a Fury guy? You think I'm a Fury guy? No. But you know what? You're on code. Because at least Fury's white. That's what these crackers told the Italians when they came to America. That's what they told the Irish when they came to America. See, originally there was no beef with the blacks. But you know what these crackers that were here, the Euro crackers that was here, They say, you know what y'all got going for yourselves? Y'all not them. Y'all not dirty and black. Look, man, they talk to the Irish. Look, we'll let you in the police department because at least you're not black. Hey, look, man, we'll let you, I don't know, own pizza shops in your own little neighborhoods, Little Italy, because at least you're not black. And decades of that, that's where oh, you fucking mooly from the Italians, that's where it comes from. They were conditioned. They don't even know why they speak like that. To us like that, I mean. Because at the end of the day, they were immigrants too. Their grandfathers and grandmothers had to go to fucking Ellis Island, I think, where the Statue of Liberty is. There. Forgive me. They had to get sworn in. You're no better than us. A wasp talks crazy. Y'all ever watch All in the Family? Archie Bunker? It was a comedy, but really go back and watch it. He was a racist. Hey, I was on the bus the other day and I sat next to an Italian and 50% of them smell like garlic. It made fun of white racism. What y'all don't know is the Jeffersons, George Jefferson, came from that show. Because George was the opposite of Archie. He was the mirror image of Archie, but he was black and he was angry. But as a black person in America, you identified with George. He used to call him, oh, honky, honky. And then he hits it big, has his own cleaning business. They have a spinoff. And by the way, Sherman Hemsley wasn't the original George Jefferson. It was another man. And I think they replaced him with Sherman Hemsley after that. Just a little history. Then the Jeffersons come out. They move. You hear the song. He's a successful businessman. He moves into a big building, and his neighbors is a mixed couple. Recipe for disaster. But these are the things. I don't expect a man like Simon Jordan at his age to be able to identify with what we deal with here, what black people deal with worldwide, because it's not his problem. But what he'll tell you is, calm down, I'm not doing that. But you're asking these questions, these triggering questions, because you know what you're doing. You know you was being disrespectful. And all I can say is, I think D was fine up until that point. And shout out to Derek. I like Derek. But this ain't going to the cards, man. This is going to be ugly. And this ain't personal. It's boxing. Could be wrong. I could be speaking from a place of emotion right now. If Derek's on the receiving end of a badass whooping, refer to this moment. And now you see why D don't like talking to these media outlets. He only talks to the general. See what I mean? And here we go again with this bullshit, man. But you know, whatever, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I got some things to do. Yeah, I'm upset, but I'm gonna go calm down. Salute to y'all. Salute to everybody. The Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat, man. Salute to y'all, man. And pray for D. Pray for Deontay. And pray for Derek. I don't dislike Derek. But Derek knew, and I appreciate him being on code. My only thing was, I wish he spoke up about that Tyson Fury shit. And oh, by the way, before I forget. All right, Shelton, give me a second. Before I forget. And that's why I need Tay Jones to reiterate this. I need you to go live sometime today, brother. Derek contacted them in the midst of this fucking Fury shit. Did y'all know that? In reference to the gloves. Did you know that? Did you know that? You're welcome. Tay, I need you to elaborate on that, because I can't do it like how you did it. But you have what you call the fax machine. So I need you to do that when you get a minute. Shout out to Derek Chisora for being on code, man. And this is why he's one of those guys that I fucks with. Y'all didn't know that he reached out to the team. To the team. Y'all didn't know that. And he was very specific. We need to do something about this guy's gloves. He said that. Y'all didn't know that. Well, you know here. And Tay will put you up on game, but we just talking and we're Wilder fanboys and blah, 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 blah. Okay, keep talking like that, bro. Keep talking like that. Because we know what we know. 2025 was great. A lot of truth came out. A lot of rights got wronged and a lot of lies got exposed. 2026 is going to be even better. I keep telling y'all think Fury got away with this. Sometimes the gratification is not instant. But it's not on our time, it's on God's time, whether you're a believer or not. I'm gonna go calm down, because y'all really don't get how the racial thing behind this. Oh boy, it's annoying. But salute to y'all, man. And y'all have a great day. I think the general's on. Let's keep the ball rolling, man. Bronx on deck.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.